In our last video, we talked about the president of Senegal. The president of Senegal, 44-year-old Faye, I know has caught the eyes of many African youths, Nigerians to be precise, when he was able to win the election in Senegal despite all odds. We saw how the ruling party and the president as of that time tried to imprison him and his political party, and a lot of frustration to make sure that they never removed them from power democratically. But unfortunately for them, it happens that from prison they became the president. That's, it moved this story from prison to palace. But there is something that happened within the last 48 hours, and this is because this president of Senegal visited Nigeria. And upon the visit to Nigeria to see the ECOWAS chairman and the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he made some certain comments of which since that time there has been a lot of issues, as many Nigerians and some youth within Africa and West Africa has been calling on the head of the president of Senegal, saying that they voted the wrong person in Senegal and the Senegalese should wait patiently because tinubu kind of person has been elected in their state. But this is not to even talk much about this. Most Nigerians actually look at the headline and run with it without looking at the context. This is where I'm going to come from. But on looking at exactly what he said and actually to look at it from another angle, and I would like you to stay with me as I will be breaking this down in a minute. Now, according to the news, the headline reads, "I can rely on Tinubu's wisdom experience," says Senegalese President Faye. According to People's Gazette, the Senegalese president says he can rely on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's experience, wisdom, and provide good leadership to keep countries in the ECOWAS united and peaceful. Now, in our last video, I believe if you have not watched it, check it out and you will get exactly what I'm going to say here now. In that video, I talked about the president of Senegal being this pan-Africanist, and of which he is this African that won the development of Africa. And that is the reason why after being sworn in as a president, he went to visit the AU chairman, and he also visited some top leaders within Africa and now the ECOWAS. Do not forget that he is a member of ECOWAS, and for that reason, he paid a visit to ECOWAS chairman and the president of Nigeria. Let's not forget that in as much as Nigeria is having bad leaders and we are having a lot of tough time right now, economically, politically, security-wise, in every realm of government, Nigeria is the big brother here in Africa. And every nation in Africa, we have to respect Nigeria as a country. But then it is because of the shamelessness of our leaders that we have been reduced to nothing recently in Africa. But to go back exactly to what is happening here, Mr. Faye visiting Bola Ahmed Tinubu was to see how they can bring back Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger back to the fold of ECOWAS. Now, this is not necessarily going to be that they will return back as a democratic elected government, maybe to return them back into ECOWAS, even though they are military government, maybe to return them back into ECOWAS to find an enabling environment, because according to him, he said that they want a united Africa and a peaceful ECOWAS. This is his stand. Mr. Faye acknowledged that Nigeria and Senegal shared value, ideas, and challenges, emphasizing that both nations have had good relations since the 1960s. The good relation we have and the relations between our private sector should be beneficiary to our country, he said. And he went ahead to say, on the issue of ECOWAS, Mr. Tinubu's wisdom, experience, relation among member states could be strengthened to advance the community. He said that ECOWAS is the beacon of successful regional integration in Africa and global. It is something we owe to the founding fathers of the community, and I have no doubt that you want to continue this legacy of interrogation. And he went ahead to say, I know I can rely on your wisdom and experience as the leader of this great African nation and the more recent example of Senegal, so that together, hand in hand, we can grow together, that we can discuss with our brothers, convince them to come back into the fold. He added, to come back and share our common democratic value, what we stand for. Your wisdom and your democratic values should be an asset to that vision. And my youth and determination can also be an asset. My youth and determination can be an asset. So this guy possesses a lot of courage and this youthfulness to drag or drive Africa to her destination. So many people calling out for him don't really understand the context and what exactly he said in that place. Now, the truth of the matter is that we understand that the government of the day is actually totally a failure, and there is nothing to say about that. But the truth is that Nigeria is one of the greatest countries in Africa, and West Africa to be precise. So the president, you don't expect him to wake up and insult him right in his resident. It's not going to happen. Even in Senegal, he cannot do that. It doesn't work that way. So opposition or no opposition, we should learn how to understand the position of leaders, because some of those things are being done democratically, diplomatically, in such a way that development can be, drive into the country. Looking at the fact that he said that the people that left ECOWAS, we can see how we can bring them back to look at what we stand for, our values and all of that. And he said, my youthfulness is going to be an asset to that. So if you look at the youthfulness of the Nigerian, the Malian, and also the Burkina Faso counterpart, you will understand that these people are young and ready to fight to deliver Africa from our colonial masters. But then, are we ready to do that? But the young man is ready to do that. And he said, in your wisdom, don't forget, Tinubu is an elderly man. We all know that his health has failed him. He failed in Lagos State and is failing as a president currently. But if he sat down as an elder statesman and dishing out word of wisdom to other politicians, Nigeria would have been a better place. And that is what many people advocated for prior to 2023 election. But he has this long ambition of becoming the president of the most populous black nation on earth, so that you cannot take it away from him. Even though he, some people said he found his way into, he brought his way into that office. Anyway, INEC say he won, so there is nothing I can say more than that. But then you all knows actually what happened on the 25th of February 2023. So in conclusion about this whole thing is that the president of Senegal is on the right track and he is going to do wonders, and we see that his behavior and the way he has been able to compose himself will be able to drag other leaders within West Africa away from corruption and bringing development to the region. What do you make of this? Thank you for watching.